Good morning. How are you on 11th of July? And it's 11:40 here at the moment. Yeah, my watch is up, so I keep looking up. Just came back from the gym, and I think the blue light is coming. I'll just remove this. I kept my word yesterday and today. I finished my 1 hour of gym. And yeah, everything's fine. My son is good, thank God. But I did give him a little bit of medicine yesterday, Fenistil, which is for cold and cough. Thankfully, he slept, and hence I could sleep. So yeah, let's move on. Yeah, by the way, today wanted to share this nice term that I learned, and I just shared that on the WhatsApp group of around 1,000 candidates on the ADC written group, which is free for all to join. But I think it's maxed out its limits. So as of now, whatever candidates are there are there. So, anyways, I was reading the newspaper in the morning, and this term came up, popcorn brain. I was like, what is popcorn brain? So basically, it means that you lack your attention and focus, and you become very hyperactive and constantly seek out a new stimuli. Of course, it's going to lead to more anxiety and stress and not good for health. So I was like, okay. And I was like, nice, fun terminology. And then when I opened my phone, like the WhatsApp, and one of the candidates on that group had asked a question that should we read 1000 MCQ question suggested by someone on the social group. And I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to use this term. So I replied back to him saying that I don't go into the mentality of the popcorn brain because uh, there is a lot of study material available for Australian dental written exam now because it's been a while since they changed the pattern. So of course more material is there, which is good, but it is also used in a wrong way by a lot of people by suggesting you should read this and you should read that, and you cannot read everything honestly, because even if you do, you may just remember it once, but it would be stored in your short-term memory, not your long-term memory. Okay, so you need to read the specific right stuff from the right sources and revise it. Without revision, it's a waste. You'll be just ending up in stress thinking, oh, I have to read that and I have to read this, and there'll be tons of material short time. You'll be stressing yourself out, and the stress is the worst thing that you can have because it will make you forget things and it will cloud your judgment. So the only thing that you should be doing, only three things which I have repeatedly said, and I'm repeating it again: therapeutic guidelines, the latest version, infection control, and the past papers. There are 27 mock tests that I've prepared. I mean, it's enough. It's enough. Don't read anything. Yes, if your concepts are weak and you want to understand more, then you can open Cameron, Walton, and Odell and read those things. But if your concepts are clear and you just want to prepare for the exam, then these three things are just enough. And in the mocks, I've given out so much detailed feedback of theory. I'm recording YouTube videos explaining the concepts. Honestly, you don't need anything else. Still, if you're going to just follow like 10,000 groups on Facebook and stuff and then get freak out because of the FOMO, then you're screwing it up yourself. And why what I'm saying is true is you see the history, all those people who are like taking mentorship from two three different people and following so many stuff, they are the ones who actually don't clear the exam because they are all over the place without actually doing the right thing. And most of my candidates who have cleared, 90% of them have just followed me. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying you follow me. You can follow any other mentor too, but then follow just that person and whatever he's saying. Don't go to three, four different things. Because people who have been following just one mentor and strictly surrendering their faith that whatever material is given is the one to clear the exam, they actually clear the exam in one shot. And I've had candidates who have joined me like just 2.5 months and 3 months, whereas I always say it's better to have 4 or 5 months to prepare. And in spite of having a full-time job, and just following the materials that I have given, they have cleared it for sure. And they did mention in the start that they were doubting themselves as they are having a full-time job and they don't have enough time. And I always told them, you know what, just follow what I'm saying. And they are the ones who have left me long, long messages and long voice notes thanking me, for it. I'm just a means, it's your hard work. I don't take credit for anybody. But what I mean to say is my own journey. And this is not the first exam that I've given. I've cleared my MFDS, I've cleared my MFDRCSI, I've cleared my All India postgraduate exam, I've given my master's exam, and then there's one more exam that I've cleared. I don't remember. It was in 2018. But, anyways, I followed what I felt was right, even though I saw my peers following 10,000 things. And I saw what I followed was very specific because I did my research and I banked on it and I revised it. The peers who did almost everything, I saw them stressed out all the time. And even if they managed to clear the exam, it was not a happy journey. I want you all to enjoy the process and clear the exam. You don't have to get stressed out and clear and be like, oh my God, thanks. No, enjoy, learn, and then clear. Why can't it be happy all the time? Why you have to stress out about it? I don't understand. This is not what the ADC wants you to do, or any exam for that matter. It wants to test your skills, and if you have your skills, you should be confident and enjoy it and not get stressed out about it, right? And this is how you're going to live your life in future. You should enjoy your work. If you're not enjoying your work or job and stressing about it, then this is not the life that you should be living. It has to be peaceful. It should not be stressful. So, anyways, that's what I thought, and I thought I'll share. So yeah, coming back to another SBQ, and this would be the end of mock 21, and from tomorrow onwards, I will start with another mock paper to solve. This is a nice question again, based on implant and fixed prosthesis. It's a nice question. Let's do it. A 30-year-old man presents to you with missing central and lateral incisors. He's 30, he's young. The patient fell 6 months ago and knocked two of his front teeth. He has been wearing an immediate replacement denture. You guys know what is immediate replacement denture, right? It's just make as soon as the tooth is extracted, uh, just for the aesthetic purpose. It is, I mean, not exactly matching with anything, and you have to remove it at night. It's like a removable partial denture, but made immediately. The patient is otherwise fit and well. The patient requests fixed replacement of his two front teeth. Okay. So he comes and he says, I want some fixed solution because, of course, the immediate denture is to be worn only for a certain period of time and it will stop fitting after a certain period of time. And it's removable, right? You don't want a removable thing at just 30. Best solution, either FPD or implant. So, which statement is false about examination of the lips and the amount of tooth and gingiva visible? False. So, whenever a question like this comes, which is false, it means all of the following are true except one. So, how you read this is you have to read the option and determine if it's true or false. Straightforward question. Such questions will not have two options, correct? They'll be definitely a marked question, and you just have to figure out which is the wrong answer. The case becoming more challenging when more gingiva and tooth are visible. That is true. If more gingiva is visible, that means the finish line or the emerging line of the pontic has to be very nice, which is sometimes difficult to achieve. So it's more challenging. It's not doable. It's challenging. Recording the position of the lip in relation to coverage of teeth and gingiva at rest and smiling. One second. What's the further question? Is also there's a question. Yeah. Recording the position of the lip in relation to coverage of teeth and gingiva at rest and smiling is helpful. That's true. Then observing the patient during routine conversation will not give an accurate Lip position. No, it will give a good accurate position. In fact, a routine conversation is when the patient is like relaxed and you have to see how the lip is resting when he's relaxed, or how much tooth is visible when he's talking normally, because that's how it's going to be throughout the day and he wants to look as normal as possible after the fixed prosthesis, right? So, option C, I feel, is the answer, but let's move ahead. Asking the patient to smile and then to give a maximum extension smile is also helpful. That is also true. So, option C is the one which is wrong, because observing the patient during routine conversation will give an accurate lip position actually. So, I'll go with option C. Now, narrow diameter implants are contraindicated in patients showing signs of caries. They are contraindicated in caries. Anterior tooth, no, all, and bruxism. Answer should be bruxism, because if there is a narrow diameter implant, that means it's a thin implant. It may be long, but it will be a thin implant. And if it is a thin implant and the patient is a bruxer, chances of failure is very high. So I want maximum strength of the implant supporting the bone. I want more surface area width-wise. So bruxism will become my answer of choice. In examining the residual ridge, the assessment of overlying soft tissue is important, specifically the amount of keratinized tissue available, non-keratinized tissue available, and both. Someone's calling me. I don't think so. It's important. Okay, let's understand what this question is asking. So I have to put an implant, and so I'm seeing the residual ridge. In that, what is more important for me, the keratinized or the non-keratinized or both? First, let us determine what is keratinized. I have opened a picture out here. You see this picture? Keratinized gingiva is the one which is attached on the palate, hard palate. It's tightly bound to it. And the masticatory gums. That's the masticatory mucosa and the gums. This till this point, you see? Till this point, the gums are not movable. After this, it's the mucosa. The movable part of the mucosa is non-keratinized. Now, you cannot place an implant on non-keratinized. So, my concern while placing implant will always be to see how much keratinized mucosa is available, because that is a fixed mucosa. You understand? Over the gums. So, coming back to the question, the answer is keratinized tissue available. Most of you have marked this answer as both, which is wrong. I don't care about the non-keratinized tissue when I'm placing an implant. I care about only the keratinized part, how much it is covering the residual ridge, because that will determine how much my implant is going to be stabilized post surgery, right? Assessment of current immediate replacement prosthesis is important. Which statement is true? Now that means all the statement is false and only one is true, and I have to figure out which is the true one. It is easy to transfer the aesthetics of removable prosthesis to that of a fixed prosthesis. Yeah, to a certain extent, yes. But completely, I don't know. Examination of the current prosthesis is not a good indicator of the interocclusal space being sufficient. Why is this question not coming fully? 1 second. Oh, because this is the question which I placed. Wait. Let me go to the options properly. I'll go to the response. Here you will see. So you see all these feedbacks that I've provided. Yeah, so once you solve the mock, you will get the feedbacks. Yeah, examination of the current prosthesis is not a good indicator of the interocclusal space being sufficient or not. Care should be taken to ensure that prosthetic teeth are not ridge-lapped or set up labial to the alveolar ridge, because this will give a false record of the actual space available. This is the true statement. A fixed restoration can have a labial flange. Okay. So out of what is the question asking? Which of the statement is true? So option C is the correct one. That means the first option A that I had mentioned, as I was saying, it is easy to transfer the aesthetics of a removable prosthesis to that of a fixed one. It is not that easy. I mean, apparently, it's not that easy. I mean, it's easy, but not that easy. And that's why, if option C was not there, I would have chosen option A in my priority list. Like, it's not a completely wrong statement, but if I have option C, then I will not choose option A. But if I had option C missing, then I would have chosen option A. So the true statement is this one, that you should not have the prosthetic teeth which are ridge lapped. That means it's just touching the ridge. It should be within it. It should have an emergence profile. Medico-legal consideration. Uh, which one is true? I think this should be the further question. An implant option should be discussed with the patient even if you are not the clinician providing the treatment. That's true. Patient comes ask, I want a fixed replacement, and you are like, okay, let's do it. So at least you can give that option to that patient. Just because you are not the dentist who will be doing that doesn't mean you should not be giving that option. Then it is important to clarify that this option is not a lifelong solution and that the restoration has a limited life expectancy. That's true. The basic treatment sequence should be discussed. True. If a referral is to be made, it is important that you refer your patient to someone with suitable degree. It should, I think they should have been a degree, an implant treatment, and that the patient skills. Oh yeah, this is skills. Why? I'll correct it later. The suitable skills in implant treatment, and that the patient keeps you updated of ongoing treatment. Yeah, sure, why not? It's not a wrong statement. And the option E is all. So I'll go with all, as option D is not exactly wrong. So ideally, the patient is not required you to keep updated of what treatment is going with another dentist. But if you know the patient and the patient just finds a comfort level in informing you, then no harms, like no problems in the medical legal considerations. So, yeah, that's about it. What I want you to read from this video is implant again. Read about the immediate prosthesis. Read about narrow diameter implants. Read about bruxism. Read about fixed partial dentures. Yeah, these are the things you should be reading about. So, yeah, thereby we finish mock 21. It's exhausting. I mean, I can understand you guys going for the exam. I gave it myself in 2022. Studies does get exhausting because there's so many SBQs to solve and so many scenarios which look similar but they aren't, and so many options which are similar but you have to read so much. It gets tiring after a while. So always keep in your exam a glass of water. Ask it from those volunteers out there and keep on sipping on it because your brain will get fatigued after 5 or 6 questions. So a little bit of water gives you a break and your brain starts functioning, because those 2 hours will decide the fate of your result, and it's very tough, right? Because the passing rate is just 25%. So yeah, I hope you guys understood this. Implant question will be asked in the exam for sure, even though as a general dentist you will not be expected to do an implant, but you are expected to know about it. You're expected to refer it. You're expected to deal some part of it, because as a general clinician, you will get patients who already have implants in their mouth and they'll come to you for checkup, and then later on you can refer. And in Australia, it's not like you can directly go to the implantologist. You have to go to the GP first, and the GP refers you to the implantologist. So yes, I hope this video helped. Leave in your comments, it's helpful. And I'll see you all tomorrow with another mock. And again, don't have a popcorn brain. Bye.